Good morning. It is a beautiful Sunday morning. I'm your host, Dre, and to my right we got
Taylor. What's going on?
This is GGWP, Geeks, Game, and Whatever podcast. Two guys who could have survived that polar vortex with no problem because we don't go outside very often. We're always in our parents' basement playing Dungeons and Dragons video game. We don't even need the outside world. Go ahead and just jack us into the Matrix now, and we'll be fine for life. What do you say?
I think we're good. I think we'll just fit in like one of those square pegs, just like pop right in. We're one of above. I don't think I'd ever attempt to go outside. Why would you even go into there's so many things out right now to do, either online or game wise. Why would you want to go outside?
Exactly. I mean, outside, so you got to do traveling. You got to worry about the weather. Just jack me into. I'll even settle for PlayStation Home. It don't seem that bad. Nah, I'm just kidding. That PlayStation Home is a great idea on paper. It didn't work out in the long run. And
some people actually hang out and do shit. Like they have meetups and stuff. And
PlayStation Home is actually pretty cool if you're into that whole online world kind of thing. It's almost like
Second Life.
Second Life is a little ridiculous, but it's like that though. But it could be better.
Okay.
It really is kind of cool. It's like if you ever played Animal Crossing. Yeah. It's similar to that. You have your own little house. Like, hey, let's go hang out. The coolest part about it, I was see my fan. It's like a video game world. Yeah, it's almost like a Scott Pilgrim versus the World kind of world, where it was heading that direction. Okay. It was kind of interesting, and you could actually go to a mall and hang out, or go to a movie theater. That was my favorite part. Going to a movie theater, watching all the video game trailers. Like I actually
trailer. You want to see a movie? You want to see it?
No, they did show movies every now and then. I also watched Resident Evil Degeneration. Mm-hmm. It was one of the movies they showed, but mostly it was just trailers. So
yeah,
you sit down and you actually sit there and actually watch movie trailers for games and whatnot, and like you're in a theater. It was kind of cool.
Any gift it? Trophies or anything? Trophies, or do you get anything special for it?
I don't remember.
Just recognition. Are you a trophy hunter?
I am not a trophy hunter. I am not an achievement whore. Is that the
achievement hunters for Xbox?
Yeah,
trophy hunters.
I actually am not, but I do like trophies achievements are outside of the actual game's 100% completion. Generally speaking,
I've only done it for one game.
Yeah,
it's like Battlefield 1943.
Okay. And there's some extent to what I'll do. Some find and defeat every monster of this game. I don't really care to do all that. If it's more time consuming than it is a challenge. If it's get 400 points in this boss, so I just keep playing that boss to get 400 points. I'm cool with it. It depends on the achievement, or not the achievement, the mission. So I will complete missions of a game, but I don't like achievements. I never check my trophies. I never checked my achievements when I had an Xbox. So what do you do? That
I do. You know what? I would think you would, because you said that you like to be with the people that now talking to playing a certain game, doing whatever. You would be there with them as far as I got this, I bought this boss, I did this, I found this, whatever. Then I want to do that too, and you get, because sometimes you get achievements or trophies just by just being nosy, exploring shit, just going off path. And that goes back to those of you that any old RPG. I can't fucking speak. Any old RPG. That exploring is the key. You explore, you find new things.
And I'm with you there in the exploration at 100% of the game completion. And sometimes you get a trophy for that. It just happens that I get a trophy. But it's not like I did that for the trophy. I did that for the game.
You did it on purpose. For a reason.
I did it for the game. I don't actually go out. Most of the time, trophies just pop up. I had no idea what they are. I'll beat a boss. You defeated this boss in 1 minute. You get a trophy. It's whoop-de-doo, whatever. It was never my intention, but I got a trophy for it. But as long as I really want to complete the game.
Yeah.
And sometimes the games has side quests or extra missions, not completing those. And sometimes they even have the trophy version of that game.
Yeah.
Within it already. It's defeat this using only mushrooms or whatever. I don't know.
I gotcha.
Yeah. So I'm cool with that, because typically they come with unlocks or they open up more quests. Mm-hmm. So 100% game completion, but I'm not for trophies where it's play the entire game again, but this time play with Gambit, and I'm whatever.
Do you not worry it as a badge of honor? I do this. It's more of I did this, I'm better than you, because I did this and you didn't.
Here's the thing about me. So I'm a geek, not gamer, whatever, but
hence we're here.
If chicks came over, I'd be more hanging out there and then doing my own thing. I'm not gonna lie. I like to hang out with people. I like to go out and have fun. When you show me that you have all those trophies, like, man, what the hell do you do with your life? I mean, we all enjoy games and all, but damn, I don't have the time.
Okay, I'm the opposite. I'm the opposite. Like, well, okay, for Xbox, I'm not sure what PlayStation has, but Xbox has Xbox Rewards, which means that. Do you guys have a version of that? Any version of rewards?
I don't know what it is. You're gonna have to describe.
Okay, so Xbox Rewards, you get points like per month. You know, refer a friend, take a survey. You know, when you buy things, you get points. So you get points allotted to you by buying things at the store, Xbox store, you know, whatever, games, movies, whatever. Now with achievements, they have this graph where it's like, where there's the different levels of achievements, different, like a legend, master, whatever. Like, say, like right now I'm at legend. I have between like 20,000 and like 50,000 or 6,000 achievements. right now I have 30,000 achievement points. The top one is master, I believe it's called.
Okay, so
it's called 75,000. But no, with each level you get like a perk, like as far as like you get points. Like you get like 200 points for every $10 you spend. Now these points get back to you as far as they come back to you in like a form of cash. You get $5, you know, like every you get 5,000 points, and you get like 3,000 points for renewing your Xbox Live Gold to like $3, and you get
you get points for paying more money.
It's all and I understand it is all a big thing for making money, and they get you just like anything, they get you as you pay for money.
Yeah.
But it's something that you're like, okay, cool. But also, Xbox Live Rewards is how I got to go to E3. I went to the Microsoft press conference, and all 3 days of E3 through my Xbox Live Rewards. I was picked.
So in your position, is beneficial. For as far as I know, there's no PlayStation equivalent, at least in America. So I don't know. To me, I mean, some people are like into the trophies, and some people are into the trophy achievements. To me, outside the actual game, they don't seem to matter. Oh. Like when you're within the game, like, oh, I did all these missions. Oh, dude, I like 20 more missions. I can see that being like a thing, a conversation, or like, you know, a challenge. But when you're outside the game, it's like, oh, I have 400 trophies and you have 12. I don't think most people are gonna care. I mean,
I think it's just more of a.
Cause it's kind of like, because to get trophies, a lot of trophies, you have to have a lot of games and play a lot of them. So like,
well, usually there's like 1,000 points roughly. Every Xbox game 360 game has 1,000 achievement points, like this off the bat, and that is if you have multiplayer, a lot becoming from multiplayer. Of course, you get the normal ones. You get one for every time you beat a level or a boss, whatever. No, I'm not sure. I guess that just. I'm not sure if that's narcissist or like more like.
I guess it could be type of conversation. Like, yeah, it could be like, yo, I'm the best. I don't know. To me, I see how it can keep you playing the game.
Example, my supervisor, Red Dead Redemption. Did you beat the game?
I'd never played Red Dead Redemption. Okay. I have played it, but I wasn't.
Okay, at the very end, you beat the game, but you don't beat the game. And then he's like, "Oh, did you get this achievement?" And well, what achievement for that? And he's like, "Oh yeah, you had to go and kill this person." I'm all, what do you mean? He's all like, "Oh, you didn't beat it then?" I'm all, but the credits roll. He's like, "No, you have to go and you have to kill this guy."
See, that's a 100% completion. You ever like Castlevania Symphony of the Night?
It's on it's for the DS, right?
Or
PlayStation?
It's originally for PlayStation.
PS1, right?
PS1.
Yeah.
But it's been moving on since then. I played it again recently. I don't think
it might be on my R4 chip. On my
great game.
On my DS.
Out of all of Castlevanias, I would probably put that the best.
Is that the one where you're a girl? You start off as a girl?
You start off as Alucard. You're actually a vampire.
Yeah, no. Dracula backwards. It's Dracula's son, right?
Oh, yeah, but that's his name.
Yeah. No. I think
white hair.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I think it's one I'm playing right now on the DS.
A side scroller. It's definitely a good game, but it's one of those games where you can go beat the boss, but you didn't win. Mm-hmm. That was just like, oh, I beat this mission. Like, oh, did you play the Upside Down Castle? You're like, Upside Down Castle? That's more of that 100% game completion to me. So what you're talking about your supervisor, that's part of that 100% game completion. Like, you beat the game, but there's actually a whole other section you didn't even go to.
Yeah, it's just one guy. And the thing is, like, to get to that guy, you have to ride on your horse for like 20 minutes. It's so fucking far away. It's way out of the way, and it's way like, what the fuck? So you have to go, and essentially you're the son. You have to go, and spoiler alert for a game that's fucking a million years old. So you're the son. At the end of you're the Marsden kid. At the end of the Red Dead Redemption, your dad, John Marsden, gets fucking shot and dies. So you start the game begins again, or it takes place right after, or no, Marsden dies. Next thing you see is an older version of, your son is older now, and you're essentially playing as him. So the last thing you have to do is actually go and kill the guy who shot your dad. And that's the actual, that's 50 achievement points for that. Which is 50 points usually a big, end boss score. 50 or 100 points usually you get for that. But that's just that. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go off on my rants about achievements.
I don't know, I hear what you're saying. But to me, that's not an achievement to me. You get achievement for completing the game, essentially.
No, but you didn't know. Because after you see the kid when he's growing up, fucking credits roll. So when you know the credits roll, the game's over. That's what you knew. You get an achievement for doing that.
It's the same thing with Castlevania. When you beat that boss, and it's the same final boss of the game. Mm-hmm. And when you beat him and everything happens, the credits roll and you see the ending of the game. But that's not the true ending. Yeah, kind of thing. So to me, it wasn't that. It's not about the trophy or completion. It's that's the real ending, and you may get a trophy beat the real ending, but it's not like I was trying to get that trophy. I wanted to get that 100% completion of the game. Does that make sense?
I got you.
Yeah. To each his own, I guess.
To each their own.
To each his or her own. And I wanted to start off by saying I like your shirt today. So
thank you very much.
It's
an Empire Strikes Back shirt.
Let's rewind that. We'll talk about that. Wait, you don't like my shirt? No, no, I do like your shirt.
Thank you.
Let's go ahead and start off with the question of the week. So I had just finished Breaking Bad. All right.
Wow.
I just finished it.
Welcome to last year.
Club. Let's start off with one thing. Is I don't pirate as much as I do, and I don't illegally try to find stuff, and I don't have cable as it is. So now I caught it when it was available on Netflix. Found Netflix hooked it up. I was like, oh cool.
Okay.
The new season of Breaking Bad, and I watched it. And
new season,
Netflix. Part 2. Okay, so so I watched it, and I didn't think it was bad, right?
That was bad. It was great.
No, it was decent, but I felt like the ending was lacking. There's a lot of parts.
It's not Dexter. It's a good ending.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say it's a decent ending.
What?
I wouldn't say it was great.
Okay, let me hear you.
It was a decent ending. So let me hear me out on this one.
I'll let you speak.
So, Breaking Bad's the show about this guy and what he does and how it affects people around him. So he sucked in a lot of people into his little vortex, which was his wife, his son, Jesse Pinkman, and a lot of other people.
Former student.
Yeah. So all these people get sucked in.
Okay.
And essentially at the end of the series, he tries to, tie up all those knots.
Loose ends.
Yeah. But when he died, spoiler alert, right? I should probably say that now. When he died, I felt like it was like there should have been either 30 more minutes or another episode because
of what?
Of the show, because it wasn't the show wasn't always all about him. Mm-hmm. It started off but that way because think about his stepbrother, right? His stepbrother
or his father-in-law.
He died. So what happens to his wife?
The klepto?
Yeah. What happens to her?
She wears purple and she goes on her life.
What happens to Jesse Pinkman?
He said, yeah, bitch, and fucking drove off in his car. He was happy.
Yeah.
Granted, his girlfriend was shot in the head, and now her son is an orphan. He probably goes and takes over the son, and with his tons of money.
Probably. See, it's possible.
Well, you leave shit open. You can't that's
to me. So that's the problem with me because the whole show is about cause and effect. To me, a big portion of the show is cause and effect. This was going to happen, so all this happened. The greatest example I can come up with was the season where they kept showing the bear in the water.
Yeah,
and it was they were getting to what
the plane crash,
what had happened, and what caused that. Which is a series of events.
Okay,
to me that was one of the biggest things of the show, and they left that out. He dies. I was looking for a cause and effect after his death. So he died. What then?
The whole thing's over. Everything.
Yeah,
nobody,
and that's the cop out. He died because the show wasn't about him. It was because
it was about him.
No, the show to me it wasn't only about him. It started off about him, but it, like I said, sucked all these other people in. And he was the main character of the show. Don't get me wrong, but there were somewhere other people that he affected at this point, where his death should have explained what it would affect the other people. Him dying is the final point of the last episode, but there's so many people that are connected to him now that him dying doesn't just like, okay, now the season is over. No, there's so many other things that should have happened after that.
Okay.
That's just what I feel. So it was a good ending. Don't get me wrong. I was watching it, but I just feel like I was like gypped of 20 minutes of.
Well, he was story A, and every story has a story A, and then has side stories B, C, and whatever. So
that's what I'm saying. He was the story A. That's concluded, but I still like there's all the story B's were left open, which is fine for a finale. You don't have to cover everything. But
Saul is Better Call Saul is the spinoff for Saul, and you may get that. You may. Which the spinoff of Saul is going to take place after that.
Is it?
He goes to Nebraska. He's going to Nebraska. I believe it's taking place after the show, so you get to hear like, oh, what happened this guy?
Yeah, I guess that might be a good point why there was nothing else, because I was expecting like, to like they show like a TV show or like they show the news, like,
a news report.
Well, Walter White, aka Heisenberg's dead, and they show like Saul like watching TV, like, oh, that used to be my client, and then like show his wife, and she's like in court, and they like, oh, all evidence is dropped against her. Mm-hmm. It just felt like or they just like, whatever, fuck y'all, this is the ending. But that was the point of the question, right? So that was just said. I thought the ending was decent. I didn't think it was the best ending in the world, but there are some shows that had bad endings. So on that note, what shows to you ended right? You saw the ending, you're like, yes, I am so satisfied. I could go jump off a building and my life's over.
Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
I think Breaking Bad had the best ending. I have not watched many endings of a show. You said it's a good question, but it's a hard question to ask too.
No, it's definitely a hard question.
Only because I don't. Up until the past year or so, or 2 years actually, no, but say 3-4 years. I have not been attached to a show. I watched The Office all the way through. I watched 30 Rock all the way through, only because of Netflix. Breaking Bad all the way through. Dexter all the way through. I can't remember any of the shows that I've been attached to that have been Heroes. But that wasn't really much of an ending. That was
man. I could have a whole. Let's not talk about Heroes. That show That show started off. It's an example of what happens when
it started promising and then just went down.
Just turned to shit.
Yeah,
and just stays that way for the next 3 seasons.
Yeah. So as far as a good ending, you know what I like. If you have to ask me those shows I've watched, I like The Office ending. The Office ending brought everybody back, and it brought back. No. Granted, these are shows I've watched to completion from first, whatever. These aren't shows I just got into and then ended it. So I'm sure there's plenty of shows there with great endings, but it ones I've seen, I've named off past this right now. The Office, because I was invested from the beginning, and I remember, when they showed the documentary they were making for all these years, the very end. So you see like all the memories, like, oh, that was pretty funny. I remember that happened. I remember this and that, and they bring back Michael for Dwight's wedding, and it just seemed okay. It was, everything tied up. Everything was good. Everything was done. I look forward to the Dwight spinoff show. If that actually goes through, it's supposed to go through. I'm not sure who's going to come back for that, or and actually it gave off to the Beet Farm, because he is him and his sister and his brother. Like at the end, like, oh, what are you gonna do with the Beet Farm, whatever? And they show the bees, and they show this like upper shot where like it's a momentum shot of them walking into the Beet Farm, and that's their intro to, I guess, for the new spinoff show. Again, I was not happy with Dexter. 30 Rock, I thought they could have had a better ending. It was all right, but it wasn't that great. I thought maybe 30 Rock could have ended a season earlier. That would have been a better ending. But I really enjoyed.
I think they needed not to shit on the internet or anything. I think they needed the last season because it was the first time Liz Lemon was actually quote unquote happy in life. Mm-hmm. Like the rest of the season, she was trying to achieve that happiness, but never quite got there. Yeah. Season 6, I think it was season 6, right?
I believe so.
Or 7. The last season.
7.
She was happy in life. She actually had like everything she wanted or was looking for. She was starting to get. Yeah. That's what made that season work so well. But they could have ended the season earlier. But that was part of the genius of the scene. I thought that ending was actually decent. It fit with the theme of the show almost, and I liked it. I was
the whole part where Liz Lemon's talking to not so much that, but Liz Lemon's talking to Jack Donaghy, and he's on the boat. He leaves and comes back. That was like, come on, that scene. That scene kind of
felt those happy-go-lucky endings.
Yeah, but that whole scene seemed to be. It just didn't fit. I'm like, it's not really funny. It's not, and I know
completely fit. I saw it coming. It's like he's not gonna go. He's gonna go.
Well, yeah, I know that, but like, it's like, well, he knows what's gonna happen, and he's not gonna go off his little boat, little tugboat, whatever he had. But I'm okay. Well, I could have done with that scene. That episode could have cut 5 minutes shorter. That scene.
Yeah, I feel you.
What do you feel? What do you feel was the best ending?
Yeah, you know what's funny? I had one last night, and I can't think of what I had thought of, but one of the best endings to me in the show. So I'm a huge fan of animes, and animes, generally speaking, end right. Like, they don't always end happy. Mm-hmm. They very often end with everyone dying, and it's like, well, damn, I'm depressed now. But a lot of those end like the way I felt like should have. And Cowboy Bebop. Have you ever watched Cowboy Bebop?
No, I haven't watched it. I watched Samurai Champloo.
So that anime, I hated the ending of that one because it was like, oh, have you seen the ending?
That's the two fighters and the girl. I love that. That was like.
I love the anime. I hated the ending so much though. I was like,
I haven't started watching. I started watching Trigun.
Trigun's that has
I haven't watched. I started watching it. I'm on Netflix and Hulu stuff. I haven't watched. I'm still watching. I'm still rocking Yu-Gi-Oh from like years before.
It's hard to catch up. One of the hardest things in life nowadays is to watch the shows. There's so much content out there to watch it to its completion. It is so hard. It takes like
there's no fucking reason somebody in this world today can say I'm bored.
Yeah,
there's so much shit to do, to watch, to experience. You can't even if you don't play games, you have your TV. Everybody has internet, even on their phone.
What you were saying, like, there's so much you can't say I'm bored at home. Like, there's so much you could read a book, you can go online, you can download it online.
You can read a fucking book online.
Yeah, you can watch it.
You can listen to a book online.
You can listen to your favorite music. Yeah, there's so much you could do.
You can listen to our podcast online,
and then from there you can go outside your home and find so much else shit to. That being said, I can see you being bored of what you're doing. The other day, I was playing games for like 10 hours. It's like, damn, I'm fucking bored.
Who just said 20 minutes ago that, people have achievement and trophies. Oh, you playing so much time again playing.
I don't play. Like I said, I don't play. I'm just saying. Anyway, back to what I was saying.
See?
Yeah. I skipped. What was I talking about?
Your favorite ending, anime.
Cowboy Bebop.
So no, I haven't watched it yet.
Hey, it's a great ending. It's almost cliched. You completely see it coming a mile away. Like, you definitely see the ending coming, like a lot of animes, but for this show, it felt right. Like a lot of times there's endings where you say, like, the Rock, it didn't feel right. Like, there's just something, like, it was, but this show, it felt right.
Okay.
I was there with the ending, even though it ended exactly the way I thought it was going to end.
Now, is Cowboy Bebop the same as Samurai Champloo, where they mix in, like, hip-hop and, like,
no.
Okay. Because I like that. That was really cool. I like the intro song to Samurai Champloo.
Song. It's really sad. Good sad note. That guy's dead now. The guy who did that entire soundtrack. He died in a car accident. It's actually like a view. If you were following it, it's a huge thing in Japan. I can't think of his name. I want to say it starts with an N for sure. I actually have his entire soundtrack. It's great. Yeah.
Soundtrack to the show or soundtrack to his own stuff.
Show and a lot of his stuff. I want to say his name's Najabi. Najabi.
Okay.
Nujabi. Anyway.
Is this a Japanese person or English?
He's Japanese. But the intro
it's English. He raps in English.
I don't think he raps the song. I think somebody else probably does that.
Dubbed over it?
Yeah. But he mixes the music though.
Oh, okay, he did the music. I'm talking about the person who actually the music as well as the rap. I like the whole intro.
Yeah, that whole intro is actually tight.
Yeah.
Like, I actually can bust it out right now. It's like really catchy. Mm-hmm. And but anyway, so Cowboy Bebop, that ended nice to me. I will say, so on that same note, what shows just ended terribly for you? Like, you watched it and you were like, no, that's not a good ending. That's not the ending I was looking for. That's not even what's the ending I was looking for. That was a bad ending. I have one off the top of my head.
The aforementioned, I mentioned Dexter. I was like, the build up, everything, like, it went from first season, great seasons to whatever, then the really good seasons with the fucking with
Trinity?
The Trinity Killer. Yes,
Yeah,
that was like
they could have ended the show.
That would have been awesome. Yeah. That was the best season, the best villain, because that motherfucker is an awesome actor.
Yeah,
and he plays an awesome villain.
I think a lot of series finales turn to shit because of the show, and I want to say Dexter, because I've just finished season 5, and I'm starting to check out of the show. I mean, even though it's been like over for a while now.
The last season you'll check out. You're like, you'll watch it you'll watch it because you feel you need to watch it because you invested so much time. Yeah, you invested so much time, but at the end you're like, okay, well,
you're just trying to get to the end.
Yeah, like just to say, okay, I've done that. Now it's in the back of your mind, like, oh, you haven't finished it, but okay, I finished it. I'm done. I didn't like it.
Yeah, I feel like it's like right now I'm at the end of season 5, and I feel like where the hell could they even go? It feels like they're stretching it out as much as they can. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming that the House finale ended up the same way. I haven't seen the House finale, but House is a show I used to watch, and up until season 4, it just felt like it was like dragging. It's like, okay, now you're just really trying to stretch out this amazing doctor.
Yeah,
you can only solve so many unsolvable mysteries every week before it's like, okay, I get it. But the show that ended to me with very bad. Just I was so confused and upset by the ending was a Sopranos. Did you watch Sopranos?
I watched it. I know the ending. I know he's cut off in black.
Yeah, and that was such a hit to everyone, not just me. Like the theories behind why we went to black were better than the actual ending itself.
Because he got shot and he was
it was like somebody went up to him and capped him, and that it was death.
Yeah,
everything's all good and dandy, and all of a sudden everything just goes black, and you don't know what happens. Which was that was like damn, that hit me. That's like. It's a good ending. But now the director said, no, that's not what happened.
Did y'all see the shot of the songs in the jukebox he was playing?
What was it?
There was, I can't remember the names, but there was a bunch of, happy-go-lucky songs, like, Think of the Future, not think that's not the name of the song, but, really inspiring songs.
Yeah.
In the jukebox, they had a shot of the jukebox playing all the songs, on purpose. There was
and then the daughter comes in, But
you saw the two guys walk in. They was kind of shady, and Meadow was trying to steal up on that park.
Yeah,
did Meadow ever actually get inside?
She just walked inside, and he was like, he stuck his head up to get her attention.
Yeah,
and that's when it went black.
Oh, okay.
And to me, that was the worst ending. The worst you could.
Well, it's supposed to go. Well, it's not supposed to because Mr. Gaffney died, but it's supposed to go to a movie.
Was it?
It's supposed to have a movie.
Okay, well,
just like right now, Community is. The hashtag a couple seasons ago was 6 seasons and a movie. That was a hashtag at one of the last episodes of Community. So they're trying. So that'd be fun. But I think that maybe just like Serenity and Firefly. Firefly, got cut short, canceled. So they did a movie to finish it. Maybe the same thing with Sopranos. Maybe the Community.
Maybe, but I think it's too late for that now.
Well, yeah, they can't do anything.
But he died last year though. That's a bad excuse to a point because that show ended about 2 years before.
What if The Sopranos is the movie going off of his death? He did get shot, so they can't bring him back in the movie. But
that would actually be that would be clever. But I just taking that apart though, setting that aside. When I saw that ending, I was a huge Soprano fan. First, I was like. I sat there confused, and then the credits started rolling. I'm like, what? So then I looked it up online, and the director saying that we just were trying to show that's life, nothing special about it. That's just the end. And I was like, that's not a. To me, it's not a valid ending. That's not an ending to me. A TV show needs an ending, like some sort of resolution, some sort of conclusion, some sort of point. When you just it was almost like watching a television show, a reality show, and all of a sudden at some point in time, you just turned it off and said, "That's the ending."
That's reality.
Yeah. And you're like, no, they were going to a point.
Yeah, there were storylines. No, at that point, the last episode of Sopranos, were all storylines caught up? Were there any open? Okay,
it was and they had concluded everything, so that was decent. I mean, they were wrapping up loose ties and. Tying up loose ends, or however the phrase goes. Mm-hmm. They did that, yeah.
Okay.
And then they just cut off. It was they wrapped up the loose ends. It was okay, so if you were watching Breaking Bad and he wrapped up the loose ends, and then he was driving up to that place where Jesse was, and they cut it off. Like, what about that? What
I
about
understand.
that?
Yeah, I saw last end. I didn't see all Soprano episodes, but I did see the ending.
Yeah,
I did see that one.
You know, you can. I still haven't seen all of Sopranos. I think I started on season 3 and went up, and I realized that you didn't even need to see the beginning to kind of get into it, and it's kind of just built on whatever would happen like directly before. But I don't know, decent show, terrible ending. Yeah, so that's me. But this is so talking about shows and endings and whatnots.
Yes,
bringing you back to your shirt. So I sat down and I just the other day I was like, damn, I really missed the show. I had never actually finished the Clone Wars, Star Wars: The Clone Wars.
Okay,
I sat down and watched it the other day, and it's a great show.
On Netflix, right?
Yeah,
Netflix has all 6 seasons. 6th season is Netflix only. That's isn't released only because it's going to Cartoon Network, now going to Disney XD, like I mentioned in the previous episode. So that you get 6 seasons of it. No, did you start on season 1 or did you start?
Because I was as far as like a season 3 when I was watching it, but I never finished it. I just never had got the time. Well, not to have time, but just kind of checked out of it. So I was like, let me start over.
Okay.
I forgot how great the show was. It really it shows what was possible with the whole Star Wars verse. Like if they sat down and I almost feel like they should just sit down and just redo the entire Star Wars movie.
Now this is still Anakin as a adult, but yet not Vader yet. You have Obi-Wan, so this is still in between episode 2 and 3.
Yeah,
it's still the untold stories of the Clone Wars.
It's damn good, man. I just honestly forgot, and actually watching the first season of this Clone Wars, it actually made sense of the whole Clone Wars. It was like, why was there even a Clone Wars? Like, what was the plot? The Dark Sidious, and it makes sense now. Like, you play both sides, but how do you get someone to join your side? You don't by force, which was a separatist. So you had the group that do it by force, and then you had the group go up and save them. And like, oh, you don't have to join, but I just helped you out, So if you want to join, you're all good. So they're like, yeah, let's join up forces. And then later on in Revenge of the Sith, you see like, oh, we're gonna become a galactic empire, and they gave him all power.
Yeah,
I was like, that's why.
Yeah,
it makes sense now. He goes through, saves all these people from the quote unquote evil empire, and then has them join his side, and then does bait and switch.
Yeah,
like now that you guys joined me, I'm really the evil bastard. You guys didn't know that. It all made sense. I just sat down like this and came. I was like, dude. Why did I never notice this before?
Now, how much did you watch?
Right now I'm in season 2.5, or up to, I'm close to season 3.
Okay, so you started at the beginning.
Yeah, I started at the very beginning, watching them back-to-back episodes. It was a decent show. It definitely reminded me of what is possible in the Star Wars verse.
Yeah.
I'm a Star Wars fan. You're a bigger Star Wars fan.
Thank you.
But to me, the Star Wars verse has ups and downs to it, but this Clone Wars really showed how up it could be. Like, there's no downside of this show, other than like filler episodes every now and then that aren't even that bad.
These are also 22-minute episodes. Like, they're written.
They're dark too. You watch ships blow up. Like, damn, that ship had like they don't have names necessarily, but they had like 1,000+ people. They just all died in that ship explosion.
It's like watching Alderaan blow up.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know people. These people are on there and they're dead now.
Yeah, and sometimes you see them like, oh, we can't escape, and then cuts away and the ship's blowing up. Like, damn, all those guys are dead now.
Yeah,
it's such a great show. Yeah.
So that's recommend for you to watch.
Let me recommend that to everybody. If you haven't sat down and rewatched all the Clone Wars, you should really go back and watch it all. It's one of the best series I think ever made. I'll probably go and
cartoon to CG.
CG.
Did you like the cartoon though? Oh, you talked about this in the past. We talked about this already.
The Clone Wars. I liked the cartoon. It was decent. It's called Clone Wars or The Clone Wars.
I think it's called Star Wars Clone Wars. Like, there's like 2 seasons only.
Yeah,
it's 2 cartoons.
That was a very decent. That to me is like a web series, like a YouTube web series. Something you catch every now and then, like clips. That was decent too. But this Clone Wars is way. I was just watching the other day. There was a fight between Obi-Wan and Grievous.
Yeah, John Grievous. Is that where he crushes his chest plate in and makes him?
Nah, this one's where he's fighting him, and Obi-Wan's actually losing the battle for the most part. He's actually using all 4 lightsabers.
Yeah, and
you just see Obi-Wan like just kind of struggling to win this fight. Now what kills it is what happens.
Yeah,
so that drama.
But you can still have somebody get their ass kicked and come back later and win. Yeah. But you have to show equal force on this person. It really is bad, and they were actually a threat to
Yeah.
person A.
I mean, it's just like because there's an episode where Anakin's like, "Oh, he might die," and it's like, "Well, Anakin's not going to die." So
yeah, but for those people, those kids who these are Cartoon Networks, those people to watch next week, you have to watch.
Yeah, but that's the only thing that the quote unquote problem with the Star Wars verse is that right now where it's going to go to a point, so it's kind of hard getting into like, okay, so I know they're not going to capture General Grievous ultimately because I watched the next movie, but I'm just saying it's very decent. I just was watching all the other days, like, damn, this is way better than I remember.
No worries. Sounds good. So, I sent you a link, or information, concerning 2 games that are currently out. One is a MOBA, Multi-Online Battle Arena. It's DC Infinite Crisis. And one is another one that's not a MOBA, more like an online, open-world, free-to-play game. It's Marvel Heroes. Now, from our conversation we first got here, I was playing Marvel Heroes. You said, the hell's that?
You told me to download it, so I looked at Marvel Superheroes, and I could not find...
Marvel Superheroes is a browser game that is based on a superhero squad on Cartoon Network, or now it's probably... No, but that still is a fun... I have that account there, too. It's actually a fun... it's free-to-play, but it's fun.
It looked fun and free-to-play, but I was like, this can't be... I couldn't figure out what it was at first. I was like, Marvel's install this? And it's like... No, I don't think Taylor... Because I had seen it before. Yeah. I know of existence. It's like, I don't think this is what he meant. So, because I was looking for like an online game, kind of like Diablo or something. It's like, maybe it's not what he meant, so I just skipped that out. But I did play DC MOBA, or what was it called?
Infinite Crisis?
Infinite Crisis.
Did you go into practice or the actual... I went to practice. I played one thing practice. I'm like, I need to...
I played practice.
Did you win?
Yeah, it was... There wasn't any... It was just a bunch of... people, and we're playing robots.
Yeah, the practice is you practice. You have turrets.
Yeah, that's all it was. And
same thing as if you played League of Legends, you played the same. It's the same. It's the same
exactly
thing.
The same format.
Just different skins. That's all it really is. It's their version. You play with their characters instead of modding the game. Here's a game that's already modded for you. You just play for $40 more.
Decent.
But did you enjoy the?
Wasn't bad. It was decent. It could be something.
Now, is there something that different from League of Legends that gives say, okay, that's not there. That
no.
Okay, because
okay, let me take it back. There's something that's kind of there. Because so in League of Legends, there's a map called Dominion.
Okay.
The map on the DC game is almost exactly like that with added differences.
Yeah.
It's almost like combining what they call a twisted tree line and a Dominion map together. Other than that, it's basically that. Those maps combined together. Other than that, I didn't feel it was very different. It was almost exactly the same, which was, to me, the bad thing. You want to have that something that's different, something that sets you apart from League of Legends, and I don't feel like that was there.
But you also want to have something that somebody can easily adapt to. If you know, okay, League of Legends is something is playing right now. It's popular. People play it a lot. They're familiar with it. The gameplay.
I don't think you need to bring that up. League of Legends is the number one game in the entire world now.
Yeah, I'm saying though, no, these people. I'm saying that when they develop the game, they need to go like, okay, people need to come over and play our game, but they need to be comfortable to do so. They don't need to learn a whole new skill set because that's going to fuck them all up.
So that part was there, like the familiarity.
Yeah,
like I played this. How do I relate that to this? That part was there, but to me, it needed like a kick. That like, okay, this is awesome. That's what makes this game awesome.
Okay.
To me, it just felt exactly like League of Legends. Like, okay, we're League of Legends with DC characters. And it didn't need to. It should have felt different. Like we're like League of Legends.
Okay.
But this is what sets us apart. And to me, I mean, I've only played 2 games, and I haven't really played against people yet because I couldn't figure out. So I was Poison Ivy. And
so was I. I was Poison Ivy too.
That's quite odd coincidence. I couldn't figure out because she throws these bombs. And I couldn't figure out where they would land.
Yeah, the ones where they kind of they go around.
And then
you have to.
And there was never any indication that it was going to blow up. So I kind of after doing it so many times, I figured out where it was going to explode, and I couldn't figure out, can I explode this early or?
Yeah, I couldn't do that either.
So that was frustrating. Mm-hmm. So I got used to it. Eventually, it's like, okay, I know it rolls this far and then blows up, but that was lacking too. It's like, okay, so is this supposed to? I'm not even sure if it could explode early.
I didn't. Is it me or did League of Legends also? Because in playing both DC, I'll talk about a second, Marvel Heroes, there is like the 1, 2, 3, 4 at the top, goes to your set of skills. You can change your set of skills. 1, 2, 3. You have different menus of different mapped attacks. So it had Q. No, it had A, R. It had those two. It had A or whatever.
Right.
I wasn't used to that. I'm not sure if is that same League of Legends, or League of Legends has 1, 2, 3, 4. You press number 1, 2 to hit the.
Yeah, League of Legends is QWERTY, so QWER.
Okay, maybe I haven't played League of Legends in a long time,
Yeah.
so maybe that's felt weird to me.
And
I'm playing
1 through 7 is items and DF. It's actually the exact same key. I have to stare at my hand.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So that just shows how much that I have not played League of Legends in a long time.
Right, okay.
So that's why I get confused about. Also the moving around. I was trying to move, and I felt like I kept attacking and not moving, or I kept moving and attacking. And I'm like, well, this seems kind of stupid. I don't want to attack him, but I just want to move.
You had to probably turn off auto attack. I'm so used to doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So for League of Legends, you can turn auto attack. You can stop your character or turn auto attack on. I think AS. Because my brain doesn't compute that for whatever reason, to stop auto attacking, I just run back and forth.
Oh.
So if you ever notice me running back and forth, it's not because I'm stupid. It's because I don't like to turn off auto attack, because then I don't ever remember to turn it back on.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So that's
I think I was the only person. No, I think one other person died, but I died a couple times in practice. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, fuck. This is gonna be the same thing, because I didn't play League of Legends that much because I'm not good, and I saw that fucking chat pop up. I'm like, oh, people start fucking trolling me and be like, oh, you fucking suck, get out of here. But it's a practice game, so I'm like, you know what, I'm okay with it. I know it's gonna happen.
I mean,
but nobody was called out per se. They said, quit rushing the turrets. You can't beat them that way. Like, all right, man, fucking relax.
In practice mode, people should stop rage and shut the fuck up. Just put them on mute. I start most games now.
Mute everybody.
I don't mute them. As soon as they say something that's condescending or uppity, I'm like, I'm not even gonna waste my time responding.
Yeah,
mute. And then, hey, everything's good now.
Now, is there a way, or am I just? I thought there's a way to transfer back to your main base and heal yourself if you're dying.
Same thing.
I couldn't see that, and I didn't do that, and I went back to my base. I was low on health.
So did you run all the way back?
I ran. I didn't know if T would teleport or P for portal. So I'm like, I'm gonna fucking.
It's B for back.
B for back. Okay, whatever.
It's the exact same thing in League of Legends.
Again, I haven't played in a long time, so I'm
like I said, they had that familiarity call. Because if I hadn't known that, I would have been shit. Because I was actually
and see, there was no, because it asks you how are you rusty or new, whatever. I'm like, oh, I'm rusty. I played in before, but I feel like, oh fuck, I forgot how to. What buttons were what? The mapping of the buttons. So I was
you should
lost.
Click the very beginner one, yeah. But
so when I went back to the base, I saw a little thing with a heart spinning, one for a shield spinning. I'm like, okay, well, if I go near it, if I click on it, what's gonna happen? Nothing. Like I couldn't. I'm like healing. What the fuck? And I was like, fuck it, whatever. So I ended up going through and defeating a couple turrets with I had Batman and Vampire Batman with me, and along with our minions. We beat a couple turrets. I played a little better. I learned to attack and avoid getting shot from the turrets, and I leveled up using defeating the minions of their team. And I died one more time. I came back and we beat the base
turret.
The final turret.
It could be something. We'll follow up on this because I think that might go somewhere. It's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. It's like,
but it's those who like
in development.
But it captures the DC fanboy.
Yeah, it really is. But I definitely see it. So what the problem is right now is that League of Legends has so much time to build up its empire, and so does Dota, where this is just starting out. So it's like you have that amateur player. You start out baseball like, hey, I'm good, and you're gonna give me a chance, and then you have like the pro players, like they've been playing for years.
Yeah,
it's that difference where this could be that great. You just got to give it a chance. So I'm willing to give it a chance.
You could also have the pro players coming through and like, okay, well, the pro players come to the minor leagues and say, let me dominate this game too. So now we can go back and forth and let me dominate League of Legends and Defense of the Ages.
Could be kind of cool. But Marvel Heroes, let's talk about it next week. I actually wanted to get, cause I saw you playing it out and it looked interesting.
Marvel Heroes, just FYI, it's not a MOBA. It's an open world type. If you even tried Marvel Superheroes, the kiddie game, it actually is fun, and it has the same thing. You have to gives you missions to do, and there's missions to do too. But the mission.
Tell me there's not a bunch of fucking fetch quests in the beginning.
Not fetch quests. It tells you where to go. There are paths you have to go to.
Okay.
But respawning. Okay, right now, if you play it, you'll hit the first level anyway. The first level, I'll say the second level actually. You fight Green Goblin if he's there. So I went. So I go through the second level. It's a raft. It's the Alcatraz. It looks like it's the prison area, and
you took the day off, guys.
no. Okay, so go through. So find Maria Hill, agent. Maria Hill from Shield. I go there, find Maria Hill. So okay, go down the hall, fight Green Goblin. I go down there and I see a Luke Cage person. I'm like, well, you're not a villain. You're a good guy. What's going on? He's like, oh hey. I'm like, hi. We're looking around. No Green Goblin. There's a portal outside to go back to the beginning. I'm like. No, it's and the mission listed the Green Goblin, and you can't leave. You can't finish the story without defeating Green Goblin. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I leave, go out to the beginning, walk through the whole level. It's not that big. So I walk through the whole level, see if he respawns. No, and then I'm like, okay, so let me try to kick this guy out of my party. Maybe he didn't. So maybe he beat him. So I need to. Well, it won't let me kick him out of my party. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, so then it shows that he went back to the Shield agency. I'm okay, cool. Then it says he came back to a raft. I'm okay, maybe he respawned back to the raft. And I thought it was an NPC, but actually it's a real player, somebody. And then I'm sitting there, and I teleport to where he is. He's walking back towards where I was, and then we end up in the same place in Green Goblin. And he says, Demon Olma, what's up? He's all, we're here again. I'm like, yeah. I mean, he's all, you can't beat this. I'm all, what do you mean you can't beat this? Where it's in the chat we're talking. Yeah. And he's all, he needs to respawn. I'm like. That's what I'm waiting for. Like, it sucks. I'm waiting for this guy to respawn, and I can't move on, and I'm stuck in this infinite loop. And I'm asking in chat, like, hey guys, people who been playing. Well, how long does fucking Green Goblin take to respawn? I'm gonna wait 20 minutes, half an hour. That's what sucks.
Mystery.
Yeah, it's just more of like, okay, if you get there when somebody else is beating him. Okay, for the most part, if you play World of Warcraft or any other MMORPG, you know that you go to a boss. You get a separate instance. Like there's all of you going to a certain place, but you actually get your own instance. So you guys don't double up on bosses, or you can, but you don't defeat the same boss. You don't get asked out like I did. So I got asked out as far as somebody else beat him, and he's now gone
forever,
and I can't beat him now. And now is that a glitch? Is that I'm not sure. This is still a beta. I think it's still open world right now. But I'm like, what the fuck? So I turned it off when he got here, and hopefully when I go back later, I will be able to see the Green Goblin.
I'll get on that. We'll look for him together, Taylor.
Because fuck that. I was so upset.
It looked promising. I played DCOU, a game I had no interest in, by the way, until I saw the trailer.
Yeah.
This is like after it'd been out for a year. Saw the trailer. Have you seen the trailer for DCOU?
Yeah, DC Online Universe. If you
the trailers are really good for that. There's 2 trailers.
Yeah, is that the one where it's Lex Luthor, right? Lex
Luthor.
Yeah, and he's fighting. He has his bodysuit on.
I had no interest in that game because I remember it came out and I was like, yeah, whatever. DC Online. I was never here. I was just recently started getting into DC, and this parts of it, I don't know. It's that campy feel that still pushes me away, but it's been getting better and better. Recently.
DC as far as the comics or as far as like the movies?
Universe.
Okay.
The universe has always been ridiculous to me. The concept behind Superman to me is still ridiculous. They need to get rid of Superman. I think he really hindered
the entire and he came back.
Yeah, they're not getting his poster boy. Anyway, play DCOU. It's actually kind of fun. Once you get the hang of it.
I didn't like DCOU.
Yeah, I did. That's so shocking. I thought it was really like.
For some reason, it was more of the. It was. I'm not sure. If I was, because I was using a mouse or my gamepad control, because I had the Logitech gamepad.
What's cool about it is it
supports that.
Yeah, it's like you can connect it from one to the other. I was using a mouse and keyboard, and it was decent. I thought
for me it was. I kept flying up and down, and I was like, that's my thing. I was like, oh, fuck, I couldn't get a proper direction where to go. I would fly, and it would go up, down, left, right, and I couldn't go a certain place. I couldn't fly anywhere. I'm like, this is really frustrating. So I'm like, fuck this. I uninstalled it.
I don't know. I mean, you should get a chance. Well, it's probably over, but nah, it's kind of died. It's actually decent. Like, and it's really cool because it's almost like World of Warcraft.
Okay.
It's very World of Warcrafty. Like you feel like
you don't like fetch quests though.
Huh?
You don't like fetch quests.
I don't like fetch quests, and that's the one thing about this. You don't play fetch quests. You actually go out and play quests. Like the very first beginning is like the tutorial. Like they're teaching you how to survive.
How to use your hero.
Yeah. And then you go out and like talk to one of your heroes. It's like, we need you to go kill Gorilla Grodd, and you do this quest.
Not your sidekick.
Gorilla Grodd's bad guy.
Your sidekick from last week. That was our.
Oh, my gorilla.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Don't hate on my gorilla. It wasn't Magilla. It was Gorilla Grodd. So
I said it was Magilla.
And it's like a mission. It's like so. If you were just flying, you don't have to do these missions, right? You can just fly around the cities, and you notice like there's a bunch of gorillas fighting in this one area.
Yeah.
Fly somewhere else, you notice like there's a bunch of ninjas fighting here. So when you do a quest, they basically tell you to go where these areas are.
Yeah.
And the gorillas were there, and they're all fighting. And just basically you're doing that mission, and then you go into, and then always at the end of the mission, you go into like this one base where it's just you and maybe a team, if you have a team, and then you fight your way through. And you defeat the boss.
Okay.
And then it like gives you like the storyline. Like you defeated that boss, and this is his path and story. And it felt like you're actually going to the ending.
Okay,
that mission.
Yeah.
Didn't feel like fetch quest, which was so awesome. Not like go find me 12 leather skins and.
With Marvel Heroes, you'll really enjoy. Well, first thing I installed it and I had to upgrade my driver from a video card apparently because they didn't let me play. But once I started playing, you start off with an awesome intro. Watch the whole intro. Enjoy the intro. It's the Watcher talking to a villain. I'm not going to tell you who the villain is. The Watcher. And it's really cool how he does it and what happens and what the villain has in his hand. And then when you start playing, like you get more storylines, more missions, more cinematics, excuse me.
Okay. All right.
So play it, enjoy it.
All right.
What's going on new releases this week? Anything coming out interesting?
Metal Gear
Solid Ground Zeroes. For mobile systems.
It looks awesome.
But I heard it's only a couple hour game.
Yeah.
It's a short game because it's not really the full game. The full game coming out coming out later.
So I actually have it on pre-order. I'm debating if I want to cancel it or not. I'm one of those idiots who pre-orders everything for whatever reason.
How much is the pre-order? It's $5 a pre-order, but how much is the full game? $40?
Yeah.
Because $40 is usually, you said $40 because it's such a short game.
Yeah.
Now the main quest is only 5 hours long, but there's side quests you can do to make it longer.
Yeah, it looks interesting. I'm a huge Metal Gear fan. I'm surprised it kept going. I was expecting it to,
Mm-hmm. Now this is going to be the precursor for Phantom Limb coming out.
So interesting. Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, that's mostly, it's PC, PS3, 360, PS4, and Xbox One. You can buy this on. Next, we have Deus Ex. You playing Deus Ex games?
I heard good things about it. I
have Deus Ex on my 360, and I tried to play it, and I lost the first level, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to do. It's not really. Oh yeah, I heard that too, but I can't. If I get frustrated playing, I think I rage quit. Maybe I didn't want to play the game. I don't know what my old mood was, but I didn't play it. But it's the new one coming out. It's called The Fall. Coming out for the iPhone, PC, and Android. It's gonna be mobile and PC based. And if you like Ninja Gaiden Z, it's called Yaiba Ninja Gaiden Z. 360, PS3, and the PC. Now, the last one you want to talk about last, for what reason? I'm not sure.
Oh, nothing specific. Final Fantasy X2 HD. Basically, one of the better Final Fantasies. Between the time between now and like 1997, there's been some Final Fantasies that people would like gravitate to. X is one of them. Final Fantasy 7 being the other one. Some people like 9, some people like 8, some people like 11, 12, and 13. But the big two, at least in American release, has been X and 7.
Okay.
And the reason I wanted to bring this up was, so I bought the X2 Collector's Edition, which to me didn't cost anything extra. It was the price of the pre-order for the original version, the regular version. Which brings me to our next point, which is basically segueing it into, like, how much would you pay for that extra collector's edition, and how much is fair? So I was watching Kickstarter recently, like a documentary about Kickstarter, and one of the guys says, for our rewards, we tried to make them fair. Like, what would be fair? And, it's a couple parts to it. Like, a fan of a show, like a fan of Star Trek, would probably pay $1,000 to get like a broken tooth from William Shatner, because to them that's worth it.
Yeah.
But is that fair? And does it matter if it has to be fair? Specifically, I was looking at not to pass on Final Fantasy X. I got the collector's edition. Like I said, it didn't cost me anything extra. Mm-hmm. And if it did, I would pay at most, like, depending on what I'm getting, I would pay like $50 more. Like I think I noticed you had like one of those Halo.
I have a couple of them actually. I have a couple of editions.
Yeah, and like some of those actually come with like a adequate amount of stuff where I feel like it was worth it. Like, you know,
A lot of these are again. All these, on fairness, are gifts. I didn't pay for them.
Okay.
I bought BioShock 2. I bought that. When it's in the back.
but sometimes it's like you get this, like, you buy this extra collector edition that comes with like a book
or a statue. It's usually an art book, statue, a soundtrack, extra items in the game to make you look unique.
And some of them, some of them were like worth $20, and like that you can that book printout's probably worth $30. So it makes sense, like the price line. And so Titanfall, I just recently came out, and I was just happened to be checking it, and it was like, oh, Titanfall Collector's Edition, $250.
Now most editions, like even my Star Wars Old Republic of the PC, that big box, I think it costs like $130, $140. Usually they don't go past maybe $160. Yeah, that's what I've seen as far as like, because most of these I get like a statue and you pay for like the well crafted statue and other stuff that comes with it. Like I said, BioShock 2 came with actual record of the music. Creepy as it was.
I thought I bought the Final Fantasy edition. It came with like a soundtrack. I bought the Metal Gear 5, Metal Gear 4 Collector's Edition. It came with like a documentary.
Yeah,
and that was like all awesome. And it was like at most $30 more. I don't think I've ever broken $100 for like a collector's edition yet.
Yeah, and
I was looking at this $250. So the game, most games nowadays are worth $60. So you take that.
The game was $60. Yeah,
yeah. So you got about $190 collector edition, and I was looking at what was there, and I don't want to shit on anybody who loves Titanfall. I mean, like I said, if you're a fan of something, you'd probably be willing to pay $1,000 and wouldn't think anything of it. I think what I'm getting at is it fair to charge $190 for what I didn't think was worth $190 worth of collector's edition?
South Park just came out. South Park, which I'm playing, really fun. The special edition came with a Cartman figure. Now, a small one, a decent size that fit in the box, like 6 inches or whatever.
Uh-huh.
Or actually a little bigger. Anyway, that collector edition, I think, was like $90, $100 maybe for that.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody is selling a Cartman figure by itself, smaller version, for $60 online. It came with one of the editions.
Yeah.
But they're trying to capitalize on the popularity of the game.
Yeah.
By pumping the price up. That's what they do. They're gonna make their money back in the game. Like, oh, I'll do that.
I mean, the rarity, because it's
and some fan, they have Disney files, they have Cinefiles, whatever. Some fan of that show is gonna say, I need that in my collection to
yeah.
I need that in my collection.
I couldn't get that when it came out. And I can get that. Like, you're the fan. Like I said, you're probably one that I've spent so much money on stuff that I like, that I know if I had bought it the day it came out, it's not even like worth half that. But it got to the point where I was like, okay, I need that.
Yeah.
It's just, I won't feel complete without it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I can understand at that point. But when I was looking at this was Amazon charging, and they're a business, and they have like, there's like rules to what a business can charge, I assume.
Kind of, sort of. They, as long as, not really, I can charge whatever you want.
I mean, but for the most part, they go somewhere around market retail,
MSRP.
Suggested retail price.
Yeah.
So to me, it was charging it for $250. So is that the market retail suggested price?
No, there's people selling it for more online. I really don't think $250 was the main price. I saw it a lot cheaper because when I added it to my list, it was a lot cheaper than that.
Yeah,
it wasn't $250.
So do you think that's fair for this? Let's talk about specifically Titanfall. Do you think it was worth $250? If you're let's say not a fan, like you're someone selling it, like they're making this product. Okay, this is going to be sold. How much should we?
In this scenario, I have to be a fan because if not a fan, I'm buying the game by itself.
Yeah.
Now I'll have to be a fan. I have to be a fan in this scenario. It comes with a mech. It comes with an art book, I believe, and you get some special shit along with in the game. You do certain things. If you are a mech person, if you think it's awesome, whatever, maybe you'll have it in your collection. Maybe later on you can have it signed by somebody who works in the game. You can make it, whatever. $250 is pushing it as far as that's a lot of money. That is an actual you're almost buying a whole new game system.
Yeah, that's why I know.
That's 3 games. You're buying for the price of one game and one mech statue and one art book and one soundtrack, maybe whatever comes with it. You're paying the equivalent of 3 plus 3.5 video games. 3 video games and 1 used video game you're playing. Yeah. That's money you could have spent playing other games. And plus, this doesn't come with all DLC. There's more DLC coming, map packs, whatever. It can come later, so you're going to pay more money for it. So you end up probably paying anywhere from $250 plus $30-$40 more for maps or a season pass or whatever they want to give out. It's just I don't believe that's worth it. Maybe $120, $150 because they have different versions. They have Call of Duty had like regular, hardened, and the elite
one of
pack.
them even came like a little remote control.
Yeah,
car.
It's right there. Yeah, it has a camera on it. Yeah, it's really cool.
To me, because it's a remote control car, and depending on like the build of that, I can see pushing.
The one before that came with night vision goggles.
Yeah,
it was pretty fucking awesome. I mean,
yeah.
that'd be an awesome thing to get.
That's when I see you're pushing about it. Okay, you have an actual tool that has functionality you can take beyond the game.
Yeah,
but it's cool to have it just for the game.
We're
talking about a statue in an art book. If they had like a little mechanized robot that you could control, like a controller,
yeah,
$250, like obviously. But when I looked at what's there, and to me, I mean, I try to see it both ways as a fan. Like if Metal Gear Revengeance came with like a sword, I'd be pushing like 180.
Yeah,
I mean, but 250 is like you've there's a breaking point to me, and that went beyond it for what was there, and I was just I was wowed by it. I don't know. Not to sound like pompous.
Yeah, and you know what? It doesn't matter what you think because somebody's gonna buy for it. Somebody's gonna pay for it.
Somebody's
gonna buy it, and they're justify like, okay, I'm a big fan. I need that in my life.
And that, like I said, I can understand that. Like once something becomes rare too. I was watching a comic book boys. The
Comic Man. That's how I watch it too.
A decent show I actually enjoy. Somebody came in for the Walking Dead season or comic book number 1.
Yeah.
And apparently that's so rare that you can sell a Walking Dead comic for $800. And someone will buy it because they need that. But, at the same time, that seems like, that almost seemed fair to me because that's hard to find. You're not going to find it anymore.
If it's a rare out-of-print book, then it's going to be...
But, to me, what the pricing of the Titanfall was when I saw it, would be the equivalent of selling that for $2,400. Like, there's like a point where it's like a fair price, and for like a fair / collector's price, and then there's like a price where you're just really trying to make your money. Like
now, if Titanfall stopped production, all games, didn't come out anymore, and a year later, $250, you want to pay for it?
Yeah,
maybe
I would see that. Yeah, that would be perfectly.
If it was out of production, something happened. There was a glitch or something, or there was a boob or some bad word being said that didn't need to be in there, or some racial slur, or something happened that was in the game that needed to be taken out and needed to stop production at all. And you had that version of the game, then that was it. Like
Marvel vs. Capcom, I think 2 on Dreamcast or PlayStation, maybe.
Yeah.
If you buy a copy now, it's worth $300. But this is like a 5-10-year-old game.
Yeah.
That's been out of production for like 5-10 years.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense to me. Something that just came out that they might.
It came out 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, no, that might
last week. Yeah.
Yeah, that might come out in rotation. I mean, it's a collector's / limited edition, but when it just comes out. They don't immediately stop production of anything. I mean, they make it for like maybe like 2 months. When they go back in stock. I mean, it's going to go back in stock. That's a far out price. I just wanted to bring that up because I saw that yesterday. I sent it to you. I was what the fuck?
It doesn't make sense. No justification.
The reason I clicked on it, I was like, because you mentioned it's going to be for PC. It's like, maybe I can get on this, and then I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
Download for PC. Get the download code. Don't buy the whole fucking thing.
I'm definitely interested. Speaking of which, the Veronica Mars Kickstarter just came out on Friday. You're not a huge fan.
It came out. No, it's been out for a while. It came out, or
no, the Veronica Mars movie came out.
Yeah, it came out.
Kickstarter. Okay. I'm writing a review, so I'm getting in the habit of actually adding stuff to my website. Right?
Okay,
so it's kind of cool. I'm getting jiggy with it. Right. I'm writing a review right now for Veronica Mars. The movie actually itself, because we've had a lot of Kickstarter projects that I've donated money to 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
I would say out of 3 projects, only one of them came out to produce how I was expecting them. Another one did a decent job, and 2 more kind of like eventually they fell by wayside. The Ouya being one of them.
Yeah,
I was happy with my Ouya. Great product. I still go to their website. I look at their YouTube page, their Google Plus page. Ouya to me is awesome. Unfortunately is gonna. I think it's going to fall by the wayside because of all the bad press it got after its release. That said, I think the Kickstarter for Veronica Mars and what was produced was actually worth it. Okay. If you're a fan. How you give money and you're hoping with the fingers crossed, hope that, okay, this is going to be great, this is going to be great. I saw the movie the other day, because what was awesome about Kickstarter, the guy who wrote it says, I was trying to make the campaign worth it. So my wife donated $30. She gets the Blu-ray copy. She got a digital download the day it came out. She got the script. She got a shirt. Mm-hmm. And they went beyond what you could get for $30 for anything else. So
yeah,
that was awesome. And to top it off, the movie was actually pretty good. If you're a fan. If you watch it outside the show, you're going to be like, I don't get what's going on.
Yeah.
Who are all these people? And they keep showing these faces. I don't know. But I was actually impressed. Like, that's what Kickstarter can do. No opinion.
Okay, no, I haven't watched. I didn't watch any of the show. My girlfriend watched the show a little bit. She let me just watch the movie.
Yeah.
I didn't. I knew of the show. Never watched it. I saw the Kickstarter online. People getting behind it. I'm like, that's cool, but it really wasn't not me.
I mean, I'm not saying it lived up to the hype, but there was enough there to where, like, unfortunately, like, oh yeah, people were disappointed when it came out. I think this is actually a start. It's a good news for Kickstarter, basically. I mean, this is what happens when a lot of people, like, there was a goal which was like $1 million maybe, and they got like 5.
Yeah.
So what they got and what they produce almost holds up to what was asking. I mean, a lot of Kickstarter projects, unfortunately, and I've been doing a lot of research on Kickstarter. I said I was going to do my own Kickstarter campaign, so I've been seriously researching the hell out of it, and a lot of them don't produce, unfortunately. Either don't get funded or don't produce, or over a request amount. Like, they shoot too high. Like, there's been projects that shot for like $2,000 or $200,000 and don't produce shit. Like, they failed.
Yeah.
And that's almost sad. You figure you make $200,000 either, and they ran out of money, or they just, everything turned to shit. And I've had other projects that I follow up on, they just turn to shit. I mean, what do you think?
You know what? There are Kickstarters that I wish that would have come through. I haven't backed that many. I recently backed 2 of them. One was almost completed. One had like a day or 2 left, but it was already funded, so I knew it was gonna come out.
Yeah.
It was like for my mom. It's this thing where it's this little tracker thing you put on the back of devices. It's Bluetooth based. So if you lose that, you go on your phone, it'll tell you where it is, and it'll show you where it is. And you can take a picture of it and see, like, that's cool. Yeah, you can take a picture of it and say, okay, find this. It'll tell you where it is, wherever you left it. And if you walk too far from the item, then it'll tell you, it'll beep and tell you, beep, this thing is still back there or whatever. It'll alert you.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
The second thing I backed was an RPG. I believe it was going to be for the Xbox One. It also for a couple of platforms, but it's an old school RPG, turn based. Looks kind of Final Fantasy-ish, so I look forward to that, and that looks like it's gonna be funded as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wanted to start a podcast a while back called "Kickstart Your Life." It's just researching Kickstarters and see how they do, and I've been researching the hell out of Kickstarter.
That'd be kind of vague and you wouldn't be able to do it weekly. Maybe like once or twice a month.
Yeah, exactly. You'd have to find an interesting guy because there's so many Kickstarters out there. I'd just be talking aimlessly, and helping people. And this one sits with me because it was like a movie production, and you get so much money, and because I remember when the Kickstarter first started, it was like, oh, Warner Brothers is just trying to cop out and find a way to drain money from the fans.
Yeah.
And so when the movie came out, I was really skeptical, basically. I was like, okay, this is a movie produced by Kickstarter, how good it could be. And I was actually impressed. Like, at first it felt like a long Veronica Mars episode, but then there was like some point where I actually got into it like a movie.
Yeah.
It has a movie release out in theaters right now. It was a short, limited release, but it's really like, so Kickstarter oftentimes is for the fans of whatever that project is. This one produced. And it's actually really amazing. I'm shocked. I liked it. It was
okay.
Good.
No worries. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to end up before we end our show here?
It's on you.
Do you want us to go quickly? You mentioned to me, I guess a friend of yours helped produce a game. I just want to touch on it real quickly.
Yes.
Called Zombot. It looks like it's going to be a next gen. Well, it says next gen, but it's next gen graphics on your mobile device. I assume it's going to be for any upcoming phone that can handle it, whether it be maybe tablet as well, maybe.
So have you ever played Xenogears?
You know what? I think I have it, but I have not played it.
Yeah,
or something like that.
So as for the PlayStation 1, It's a really great game. It's like an anime-based mech game.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought of when I saw this, and it's for like mobile devices. So
now the trailer looks good. But the trailer is created for it to be a trailer. So I hope that they can produce. And good luck. Good luck to your friend and everything.
It's always amazing, like when you see friends, like you went to high school with this guy, and you friends with them, and you see what they're doing now. And you're like, dude, that's awesome. Like,
but I just hope that the trailer carries over to the gameplay because the trailer
like Flappy Bird.
If it's like pixelated little squares, like this is a mech. Use your imagination. No, it's not gonna work. But I know it's gonna be. It should in fact be better. And there's games for like your Android devices that look really good.
Yeah, that are awesome.
And any Ouya game really is Android based. Yeah. So like the Shadow Gun that I got a bunch of views on that. People love that game.
Even if you go back to the very beginning, there are some NES games that don't look that good that are fun as all fucking hell today. So I it's all what you can do with it. Technology, you find out what's there and what you can stretch the limits of.
Yeah,
I have high hopes for this one. I'm looking into it.
If the price is good, then I'll buy it. Okay. But like if Final Fantasy games are like $15 on Android, I have as you do have a love of Final Fantasy. That we would go to the Titanfall people who would be okay. We'll pay that much for that. Yeah, they'd be that. No, this one I'm not sure. For you pay for it because it's your friend. Me, I would maybe test it out, see how it is. Then maybe
there's that bias. It's my friends. So I'm going to support my friends and most of their projects. And I'm good. That's what I'm going to do.
Sounds good.
Well, I was going to mention something a second ago, and I can't remember what it was.
Oh, Dre. Well, we have a list of topics we haven't covered because our show, as always, our show, we have a list of topics, but we cover half of them, maybe. Yeah, we cover half of them, yeah.
Oh, I wanted to go a quick note, so we can skip this. Oh, because these are good topics for like time.
Next week.
So I want to revisit a Hearthstone. So remember we talked about it.
Hearthstone.
The game, the card game.
I see your wife post something online.
Exactly,
she was playing it.
My wife was playing it. So that is what makes Hearthstone awesome. Is that anyone, regardless of their skill,
Heart or Hearthstone?
Hearthstone.
You always say Hearthstone.
Hearthstone.
Hearth.
Damn it.
The new Blizzard card game out.
Hearthstone.
So your wife's playing it.
It's Hearth with an H.
Does your wife like it?
Yeah. So she likes it, and she plays it, and she's decent at it.
Is she better than you?
No, she's not better than me. I keep beating her.
Is that what you're afraid of? You're like, you're better than me.
See, I'm competitive, and I hate playing. I love the idea that my wife can play a game where I'm not just beating her. Like we just play Little Big Planet
in the game, not in real life. Don't.
I told you. No,
I never lose.
There's a games like she's not good at a lot of games, and it's not like she's not one of those people that can make decisions at the moment they're needed. Like Little Big Planet, first person shooters. Even like Tetris is, like stuff like that moves too fast.
Does she enjoy turn-based where you have time to think out things? Okay.
She's enjoying the game. She has a chance. It's like, okay, so if I put down this card, this might happen, but I can do this. And like, what's awesome about that, because we're playing each other now. I'm on one screen, she's on another, and it's like, it's awesome. It's just, now I can get my wife into gaming, and now I can enjoy a game with her. Because typically when I go game, either she might watch me or she does something else, and it takes that separation. So I just want to revisit that I can see how this game could turn into something now. Anyone can play. You can play with your family. You can play with your friends who aren't that deep into games or card games. So I just wanted to revisit that for a moment and say I can see where it might fill a void. Yeah.
If I play games, my girlfriend goes in my room and goes to sleep or watches TV while I play games here in the living room.
Yeah, exactly. And that's that. And it's like, I want to spend time with you.
Everyone, no, but she likes Peggle 2. She likes those easy kind of game, Peggle 2 or or Bejeweled. She loves Hexic. Yeah, she loves that game.
Yeah. And I was just.
But that's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah,
you always want to get your significant other in the gaming. Some of you get AS and
it's like the dream that a lot of guys have is when they meet that girl who's in the video games too. So now you can game with your chick, your girl, your main squeeze. So I don't know.
Look at you, main squeeze. Throwing the old terms.
That's my wifey. That's my girl.
She the bee's knees.
She's the bee's knees.
You tell her that too.
All right, so this is right here, GGWP Geeks Game or whatever podcast. I'm your host, the man with the master plan, Dre. And we got
Taylor, the guy who makes it plan, actually Well, Sadre, I don't know. I can't fucking say anything. I'm not quick on the fucking linguistics like Sadre is. I am the person who maps the show out and provides equipment.
He's the real man with the master plan. I'm the big mouth. I'm the one who can talk a lot of talk and sometimes can walk the walk, but I still got the words to go.
But
there.
who doesn't like Breaking Bad?
Doesn't like Breaking Bad.
All credits out the window.
Breaking Bad.
All credits out the window.
I thought the ending. I felt like is that when it ended.
Boo Earns. All right. On that note.
We out.
See you later.
We gotta end it up. So you can catch me on my website, which I just added one article to. So I'm getting there. Project GS.
ProjectGS.com.
.org. ProjectGS.org. You can catch Taylor where? At
theTSG.com or TrioSeats.com. I also do I write there, and you can see links to anything else I do there. YouTube, Tumblr, Twitch. I'll be streaming soon on my Twitch TV. But Twitch finally worked on my Xbox One, so I will hopefully start...
GGWP Twitch channel?
Yes.
On the back?
If you want.
One quick question, actually. Do you have how much more time do you got?
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Did you go to get Comic Con tickets?
No, I did not. Let's talk about it next week, because I was very sad. I was very
I want to talk about that now. I'm mad now.
I'm very sad, very upset. I woke up very, very, very early, and it didn't go through.
Yeah, I was up. I just want to go quick. I woke up. I didn't go to bed till 5 a.m. to make sure everything was set up. I got back up at 7 a.m. to buy these fucking Comic-Con tickets that I did not fucking get.
No, you're not.
In which, I stared at the fucking screen for 2 hours. And then eventually, you didn't get tickets.
No, I was... Yeah, it was randomized this time. It wasn't like... And they didn't tell you your place in line. They said, well, keep
we might call you back. Just wait there. Don't do shit, because you could fuck up and lose your position. Oh,
yeah, so I was very upset.
I'll take this anger into next week.
All right, then.
It's out.
See you later.